Good morning, class. I hope you're doing very well today. My name is Janek the Arts, and today I'm going to teach you some tips on starting a digital art. So, if you want to start your, let's say, online drawing journey, this video is definitely for you. I will be recommending some drawing apps, maybe some drawing tablets, and where to find them, where to buy them, and stuff like that. And also, I will just do a quick overview of where to find tutorials and how to actually learn drawing, stuff like that. So if you find this video interesting, please leave a comment, and thank you for the recent support of the channel, and let's get right into the video. Now, the first thing that I want to talk about is the actual drawing apps. The obvious thing for me to say would be that I just recommend what I am drawing in, but I'm not actually going to do that. The app that I'm using, OpenCanvas 7, which by the way you can get on Steam if you want to, but I wouldn't recommend it for two main reasons. Number one, it is pretty expensive. It isn't that good if you want to actually start drawing digitally, and if you are looking for just beginner stuff, then definitely don't go for an app that is, I think, $40 or $50 and stuff like that. This is the first reason that I won't recommend my own drawing app that I use, and the second reason is that this program, OpenCanvas 7, isn't that popular. If you go online and search this drawing app, you're not going to find that much tutorials, and you're not going to find that much stuff related to this drawing app, which can be pretty tricky when you're, for example, having a problem and you want to learn something new. You're not going to find that much information about it because it's not very popular and not that many people use it. So I'm not really going to recommend it. You can try it if you want. I, for example, personally find it pretty easy to use, but I wouldn't recommend it for people that are just starting to get into online drawing. But what I would recommend is, if you are starting to draw and stuff like that, I would recommend some free drawing apps like Paint, for example, which is pretty easy to use in my experience also, and it is completely free. You don't have to pay for the drawing experience. You obviously need to pay for, let's say, the more advanced brushes and stuff like that, but this app offers you everything you need when you're just starting to get into drawing digital. And other apps that I can recommend, but this is only for people who are actually getting into it like on the more skilled level. When you have money and stuff like that, I would definitely recommend you try Procreate, especially if you're drawing on an iPad or a tablet and stuff like that. This app is much more, let's say, advanced than Paint, and this app that I am using right now, the OpenCanvas one, it offers a lot more stuff. It is much more, let's say, user-friendly, and the other app that isn't very user-friendly but I see a lot of people using is actually Photoshop. You might find it pretty confusing that Photoshop is used to draw, but you will be surprised on how many people actually use Photoshop to draw stuff. So those are my three main recommendations of drawing apps, and now that we are done with that, let's go also on the actual drawing tablets, because when you're drawing online, you obviously need something to draw on. So my recommendation actually would be something this time that I am using, because I am using a tablet called XP Pen Deco 01 V2. It is pretty good because it offers a lot of variety. The actual pen has a lot of tips, it has a lot of usability, it has a couple of buttons which you can program however you want in your drawing app or maybe your drawing program. And the tablet itself also has a couple of buttons which are sometimes even connected to the actual drawing apps. For example, when I was buying that, it came also with the key to my drawing app, which is like the main reason that I actually use OpenCanvas 7 as my main drawing app right now, because, I got it technically for free when I was buying my drawing tablet. So I guess you could say that I got my app for free. But coming back to the drawing tablet, it is pretty good when you're a beginner because it has pretty large canvas space. It has a couple of buttons which you can program however you want, or you can assign to different hotkeys and stuff like that on your drawing program. And also it has amazing hardness feature, which basically changes your thickness of your tip on your drawing app on how hard you're touching the surface of your drawing tablet. So I would definitely recommend this if you're trying to get into digital art. But apart from that, the main thing is that when you're just starting to draw digitally, I wouldn't recommend buying something that is like, let's say, the drawing tablet with a monitor and stuff like that, because those can be extremely expensive. Like, trust me, if you look at prices of different tablets that are with screens and with, let's say, their built-in operation programs, they can be pretty pricey. And I wouldn't recommend it for someone that is just starting to get into digital art. If you want to actually get into online drawing and like being out there in this online art field, then don't buy your first tablet as, let's say, the most advanced ones, because those can be extremely expensive and pretty confusing to actually use for the first time. I would recommend for your, let's say, first drawings, buying something like my drawing tablet or even something cheaper. It isn't, let's say, that limited when it comes to cheap drawing tablets, because you can make very good drawings with very cheap art supplies. I'm not saying that everyone needs to buy something that is pretty expensive, but coming back, you won't need, let's say, very advanced equipment when you're just starting. You will just need drawing tablet, a drawing app, and pretty much that's it, because when it comes to the brushes, you can make your own. You can, let's say, experiment with the ones that are built in and stuff like that. But again, coming back to the drawing tablet, don't buy a drawing tablet with a monitor if you're just starting. When you get into the digital art stuff, like really get into it, then definitely for your, let's say, later journey, you should buy that, because it's pretty handy when you don't have to have a computer when you're drawing. But again, when you're starting, buy a simple tablet with like a small canvas, and that's it. You don't need any expensive equipment to actually draw stuff. Like, let's say that you, for example, also don't want a tablet, because there are people that make extremely detailed drawings, let's say, on a phone, and this is something that also a lot of people use. You just have a phone, the IBIS Paint app, and pretty much that's it. You just use your finger to draw. The stuff that I see with people drawing just with their fingers and on IBIS Paint is honestly unreal. And also, the second thing, there are people who actually draw with mouses. I wouldn't recommend that at all, because it's very hard to do something good with a mouse, because you don't have that much control over your, let's say, drawing line and the hardness of your tip of, let's say, your brushes. But there are people who actually find it pretty easy and make amazing things with mouses. So when it comes to actually the things that you draw with, it's not limited. You have unlimited possibilities when it comes to the stuff that you can draw with. And one last thing, when it comes to the digital art and beginner stuff, if you want to actually learn and start learning drawing, I would definitely recommend you go to YouTube and just search up tutorials for whatever drawing app you have and whatever drawing program that you're using. And also, if you want to learn stuff connected to not only digital art, actually, you can use it with also traditional stuff, go on Pinterest. Pinterest has a lot of tutorials. Pinterest has a lot of, let's say, sketchboards and stuff that you can use to actually find inspiration from when you're just starting to draw and stuff like that. So if you want to actually learn drawing and want to actually learn to be in this digital art field, go on YouTube or go on Pinterest. Those two platforms have a lot of tutorials and have a lot of very useful information when it comes to learning to draw on computers and to draw, let's say, online. Okay, I think this is it for today's video, so thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and also make sure to leave out ideas for future videos in the comments section. And also let me know what you think of this video idea where I just explain how to do certain stuff connected to drawing and not just drawing. So yeah, Yannick is out. Peace.